Hi you guys. So this video is not going to be anything about natural hair or revolving around natural hair. This will be me, I guess in a way, opening up to you guys and sharing an experience that I've had. I guess you could say recently because I cut it short last year. And it's a thing that a lot of women have to deal with, and so, well, women and young girls too. But because I am on this new path, like I've found myself, I know who I am, I know where I come from, and I'm trying to heal myself physically. I've started eating better and everything, and I've been exercising every day. I'm healing myself mentally. I've researched more about our people and about my own self and my ancestry and whatnot. And it's just me paying more attention in school too, and actually applying the knowledge that I've learned in school to actual real life concepts and letting things click too. And I am a science major, so that's why I'm saying that. It's nothing about history because half of that shit that they teach us is wrong and altered, and it's his story, but it's not our story. Um, and I'm also spiritually healing. And I already told you guys on our natural hair page that I am into the Kemetu spirituality, and I also know a lot about Santeria, and that's just what I've been using to help to heal myself. And I don't really share too much my principles on, I guess, the concept of God on our page anymore because I'm just tired of the rebuttal from people who don't actually research to hear or research the information that I present to them. They instead just try to throw um, facts from their holy books, whether it be the Bible, Quran or Torah, and I don't have time for that, honestly. And that's part of my healing process too, knowing what to argue or what to discuss. I be trying to have discussions, and people really do try to just argue with me, and I don't need that. So I have learned what's worth my time and what's not. If you don't act civilized and grown with me, then I just will not with you. It's as simple as that. It's just to keep me in peace and harmony and good vibing and all that. And I do meditate, and I've been trying with yoga and Pilates, and so that's a good thing too. And I've taken people out of my life too. I've lost a friend recently, but not like, not them passing away or anything, but a person that I did call my best friend, and it's mainly because of her religious views, and she just became one of those very ignorant religious people that would just say stuff and wouldn't really think about what they're saying. They're just saying it. And so yeah, so she stopped talking to me when I started expressing my views on my own personal Instagram and on our natural hair page as well. And I can actually say that, I am hurt a little bit, but not a lot, because it's like, this is the way that I am. I am more than happy with it. I'm not being nice to people simply just to get into, some great afterlife or something like that. I'm doing it because that's what a human being should do, help out another human being, or be nice in general to any and everyone, and always, have a smile on your face, when you're when people approach you and stuff like that. That's just me. And with this whole process journey that I've been on, I've been happier, and I see that my complexion has cleared up because of all the smiling that I do. Like, I know I can see it right now in the video. My cheekbones are more elevated, and I just look better and I feel better, and so I am better, and so I'm doing what makes me feel better. So yeah, but I'm not gonna get into all that religious stuff. So Well, back to the topic of me letting go of people in my life. In I'm not gonna say his name at all. At all. In April of 2012, I had started a relationship with a guy that I was dating for on and off for from 2008 to like 2010. And like we had stopped in 2000 summer 2010. I think before the summer 2010. And you know, I just turned 16. We went to different schools, and we barely, even though we lived right down the street from each other, we barely saw each other. Well, yeah, and so, and we didn't communicate great on the phone. Like, you know, conversation would get boring and stuff like that. Because, you know, when you're with somebody, you want them there with you, like, so that when you're on the phone, you could talk about, like, you know, what y'all did last week or something like that. And that just wasn't us. And when we broke up, I started dating a guy that I was dating when we broke up a couple of times in between. And he got into a relationship with a girl that he called his best friend when we were dating, but obviously she was something a bit more. And so he dated her for about a year, and the guy that I was with, I broke up with him a couple months after because I just couldn't with him. But yeah, and so we decided to get back together in April of 2012, and everything was going good. So we didn't start over, we just picked up where we left off originally, so with the same feelings and everything like that, because I honestly did love this guy. And with the time that, like, from the time that we got back together till last year, I the love for him that I have for him grew substantially. And it was just, I don't know, it was but yeah. And we broke up because he found out that that girl that he was dating when we had taken a break from each other, excuse me, she, okay, first of all, she's very hostile, because when she found out, she wanted to know my name and where I lived so she could come and beat me up. Which, that is a very stupid thing for any young girl or grown woman or whatever to think, because what will beating me up really do for you? What? Nothing. Maybe let out some anger or whatever, but still, he'll still be with me, you know? And so I guess things got a little complicated from that, you know, that situation, but he kept on, he was still with me. And then what happened was that she got pregnant by this guy that she was dating for a while. And I guess that just like blew his mind a little bit. And so he started having like these, I don't know, suspicions, and he thought that I was cheating on him at my school because he couldn't see me and stuff like that. Which, you know, he could have just asked his cousin, because me and his cousin went to the same high school. And so like all that just manifested into stupidness. And like he basically, from that day on, when he really like broke up with me, like I don't know why I reacted that way. I really like panicked, and I did start crying. And I didn't understand why, because he really didn't give me a clear reason why. And this reason I just told you guys why it didn't come out till way after. And so over that summer, I basically was proving to him that I loved him and stuff like that, and we should be together. And um, it was just really, really hard, because he would act like, well, he did a great job of showing that he didn't care sometimes. And he would openly flirt with her on, like, you know, like social media sites like Twitter and stuff like that, and still like say like, oh, he wants her back and stuff like that. And that hurt me a lot, yeah. And so moving towards the end of that year, around his birthday and stuff, I baked this guy a cake. I dyed my hair burgundy for him and everything like that. And I was just doing a lot for him to show that I love him, and that I wasn't gonna break up with him again or anything like that, and that we were gonna actually manifest into something good. But I had a hard time convincing him. But somehow at the end of that year, going into January, when I started college and I was moving into my dorm. He came and helped, moved in, and he was very touchy and, you know, kind of like boyfriendish with me. And, you know, he didn't want to leave and he wanted to make sure I was okay in my room, and he checked up on me and everything when um, he left with my mom and my sister. And everything was going good. I wasn't gonna dive into that feeling like too much because I knew what I would expect. But that weekend that I came home from my first week of college, he he so I went over his house. Yeah, that's what happened. And he showed me this cute little video of this couple. One lived in Canada and the other one lives somewhere here in the US. And like it was a long distance relationship, but they made it work. And they, when they saw each other, it was just blissful, and you could see like the true love in them and all that stuff like that. And they kept it going until they were actually able to move in with each other and be with each other. And so he figured, like, you know, since that is possible and anything is possible, so why not give us a try? And so that's what he was doing, but we didn't get back together. That's the thing. But he was claiming me as if I was his girlfriend. And then, like, the weekend after that, he had came over to my house, and the guy had me looking at freaking wedding rings and stuff like that because he wanted to marry me. And I didn't know he wanted to marry me at 19, which I wasn't going to do that anyways. But he gave me this false sense of security that everything was going to be okay, that eventually we're going to get back together. And come to find out, during this time, he was talking to some other girl at this high school that he went to. And he was like catching heavy feelings for this girl. So in like April, after that, all that crap he told me in January, in April, he basically kind of took it back because he wanted to go. Well, now he's enlisted in the armed forces, and he saw this movie in April with some movie that came out in 2013 with this guy who was in the army and his wife cheated on him or something like that, and he thought that somehow that situation would end up being us, which really is stupid because that's a movie. And even if that does happen, I know it does happen in real life, but I'm like, that's them, that's not me. That woman is not me. I don't think like her. I'm not her in general. And so if I tell you that when you go away that I will wait for you, I would wait for you. And I don't know if that just didn't click for him, but yeah, but it caused a problem. And I was okay with it when he took everything back, but I was really insulted at the fact that he thought that I would turn out to be that type of woman. So, you know, and things went on, and then the next month and all that, and then his graduation. So we're the same age. He just got kept back, so he graduated a year late. And at his graduation, well, first I started noticing something about that was kind of different. So a couple weeks after he took back all that he said to me in January. Oh, and not to mention he forgot my birthday that year too. And that hurt too. It did. That did hurt, yeah. So a couple weeks, like probably at the end of April, beginning of May, I started noticing like he was doing shout outs, I can't remember, or he gave the girl his password and all that, and on Instagram, and he was like, she was putting her photos on there talking about some follow wifey and this, that, and the third. And I didn't think too much of it, and I asked him, he told me not to think anything of it, but wishingly I should have, because that same girl it was the one that he was falling in love with when he was put me under the impression that everything was okay with us. So she came to his graduation. She was standing up there with us when we were waiting for him after he walked across the stage, and they were letting the graduates come out to meet their parents. And We didn't, me and my mom and my sister didn't stay that long after he came out. We left and meet like right after. We just congratulated him, hugged him, and whatever, and then we left. So, come to find out, after I left, and he went in the cafeteria. You know, like when you graduate, you go in the cafeteria to get your your all your stuff and whatnot. And I'm actually gonna cut this video right here because I don't want it to be too long to upload. So I'm gonna be right back with part 2.